Dear students, welcome once again to Army Public School PMA Resource Network. This is your maths teacher Kuratran Ashraf. Before we are going to start our today's subject mathematics, please subscribe this page and click on bell icon. Now in this week we will discuss the chapter number 3, multiplication and division. Dear students, this is your week 9 assignment. In this week, we will discuss the very interesting concepts that are multiplication without regrouping and multiplication with regrouping. Now students, I am sharing the objective. At the end of this tutorial, you will be able to multiply without regrouping and multiply with regrouping. Before we are going to start the next topic, let's recall our previous knowledge. Students, are you familiar with the word multiplication? Good. Where did you observe it? Very good. Multiplication is used in the table. Good. And multiplication is just like the repeated addition of same number. Dear students, I explained the multiplication more. Multiplication is the process or skills of multiplying. Multiplication is the mathematical operation performed on a pair of numbers in order to derive a third number, which is called a product. It means that students, we multiply always two numbers with one another and then we get the answer of that number, which is the third number. And that third number is always called a product. It means that the product is another name of multiplication. Multiplication is opposite to division. The multiplication is started with the smallest place value. And all of you know that the smallest place value is always ones place. So we start to do multiplication from the ones place always. There are two types of multiplication. The first one is multiplication without regrouping and the second one is multiplication with regrouping. At first, we will discuss the multiplication without regrouping. In this multiplication, we follow the following steps. Step number 1 is multiply the ones, which is the smallest place value. Then we go to the next place, that is tens place. Then we multiply the tens and the last step is multiply the hundreds. Now we start this multiplication with the simplest example, 2 multiply with 4. Here you can see on the screen that there are 4 groups of 2. And then we can write the question in vertical form. 2 multiply with 4, it becomes 8. So 8 is the product of 2 and 4. Another example is 12 multiply with 3. First of all, you should write the place values at the top and then we follow the steps. Step number 1 is we multiply 3 with the ones place, which is 2. 3 2s are 6 and then we write the 6 under the ones column. Now step number 2 is multiply 110 with 3 and then we write down the answer under the tens column. Here are the sum points to remember. Don't forget to write place values and multiplication sign when doing calculations. And product means to multiply as I earlier discussed it. And the number should be placed vertically. Here is one more example for you in which I have 3-digit number 123 multiplied by 3. We follow the same steps in this question also. We start to do the multiplication from the ones side. 3 3s are 9 and then write down the 9 under the ones column. Then we goes on the next place, which is the tens place. We multiply 3 with 2. 3 2s are 6. Then write down the 6 under the tens column. And in the last, we multiply 100 with 3. And then we write down the answer under the 100 place. Now I proceed the topic to the next type, multiplication with regrouping. Before starting this topic, I want to discuss the regrouping first. Regrouping can be defined as the process of making groups of tens when carrying out operations like addition, subtraction, and multiplication. To regroup means to rearrange groups in place value to carry out an operation. And regrouping is the same as we take carrying in the sum operations like in addition, subtraction, and multiplication. So it is called the regrouping. Dear students, in this type we also follow the same steps as we followed in the previous one. The step number 1 is the multiply the ones digit with the given digit, and then we write the ones part under the ones column, and then we take the carry to the next place, which is the tens place. Step number 2 is multiply the tens digit to the given digit, and then we add carry to that obtained number. And then we can write the answer under the tens column and bring the carry to the 100 column. Step number 3 is multiply the 100 place now, and then we add the carry to that number, and then we can write the answer under the 1000 and hundreds column. Dear students, now I explain this topic with examples. In this example, you can see that there is a number 18 multiplied with 2. First of all, write down the place values at the top, and then we start to solve the question from the ones place. And ones place digit is 8. 2 8s are 16. Don't write 16 under the ones column, only write the ones place digit, that is 6. And then we take the carry to the next place 1, which is the tens place. Then we multiply the tens place digit 1 with 2. 2 1 is 2, and then we add that carry to 2. 1 plus 2 becomes 3, and then we can write the number 3 under the tens column, so your answer becomes 36. Here is another example in which I have 408 multiplied with 5. Write down the place values first at the top and then write down your question in the vertical form, and then we can find the product of these two numbers. So follow the steps carefully. First of all, we multiply the ones place digit 8 with 5, then we get 40, and write down the ones place digit of the 40 under the ones column, that is 0, and take carry 4 to the next place, which is the tens place. Then we multiply the tens place digit with 5, which is 0, multiply with 5, so it becomes 0. 0 plus 4 is 4, and then we goes to the next place, which is the 100 place. 100 place digit is 4, 4 5s are 20, so we write the 20 under the hundreds and thousands column. Dear students, I am sharing the success criteria now. Multiply the digit in the ones column, then the tens, then the hundreds, and relate multiplication to division, as you all know that multiplication is the inverse process of division. Now, dear students, I am giving you some written task. Solve the following sums on loose sheets. Follow the steps carefully. Don't forget to write the place values at the top and write your question in vertical form. And remember that the product is the answer of your multiplication. In the last, there is some oral work for you students. Number 1 question is, what does multiplication means? Number 2 is, what is product? How many types of multiplication are there and which are they? And what does regrouping means? Now record your answers in voice messages and share them in your class groups. Now I hope these all topics are clear to you. Take good care of yourself and Allah Hafiz.